Hi, friends, strangers, internet. I'm doing a live stream, but doing my normal intro. This feels weird, but it's not weird. Welcome, welcome everyone. My name is Emily Hanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. I'm here tonight with my friend Yolanda of Deeper
Hey.
Skin Tone. Everyone, welcome Yolanda in the chat. If you don't know, Yolanda has a channel. It is linked in the description box. You can click the channel name. Um, and tonight this is all Yolanda's idea. We're here with the post-apocalyptic drag tag. So we talk a lot just behind, like, not on the internet, not on the internet, whatever. And Yolanda's an idea person, and was like, and I was like, we should just do a live. And then you were like, here's this idea, and I was like, what? This is brilliant. So I don't know. Say hi, welcome yourself. You can
Hey
talk.
everyone. Hi, I'm Yolanda. Yeah, I like it's one of those things where I'm like, oh wait, you used to do this with somebody else. You can actually chime in whenever. Hey everybody. Yeah, so
Yes.
we were doing the Marco Polo thing, and honestly, Emily was like, "How long have you been thinking about this?" And I was just like, "Oh, forever." I grew up. If you look at my media, my DVD towers that I have here filled with DVDs, a good third of them are about the apocalypse. Like I need to game plan this out. I did not know that we were going to be in as trying a time as we are in now, but now we know we must prepare.
Yes. So I felt like this is very inspired because, yeah, like the world is on fire is how I say it. I say this I a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor, in this situation, so we're not making light of anything that has happened or might happen in the future, but just the thought of, like, so things have been getting ugly. Thing We are approaching times that we have been in unprecedented times for far too long, to where we are at that precipice of, like, some shit might be going down. And
It's
the
going
thought,
down
it
now. It's like
is,
a
it is, that's
breakdown
true,
of civil
that's true.
society. People do not know how to people anymore. Um, People aren't minding their damned ass business. Like,
Yes.
like everyone has a judgment to make about what you're doing at any particular time. At least I feel like that's
Yeah.
what's going on at this point. We live in a time of call out, takedowns, and all of that type of thing. And I think it translates to I feel like it has translated a lot to my real life experience that, like,
Yeah.
oh, we just don't know how to be human beings anymore.
We've been at home or stuck in jobs that are terrible and mistreat us, or both. And just peopling is very hard, and then the government is doing all the things the government does. Also, thank you to everyone that's here in the chat. I didn't even welcome you all. Thank you to everyone that's chatting, any of our lurkers. If you're watching on the replay, I appreciate you. I haven't live streamed in a while, so I'm getting back. It's like riding a bike, I guess, getting back on the wheels. I'll take care of that
Right.
migraine. That
Yeah,
is not a fun time.
and the
um
little one too.
Yes. So what first, the welcome everyone. And yeah, I thought this was such a fun, inspiring thing to think about because, like, there's so much despair happening right now. So to think about, like, some just ridiculous thoughts of, like, your look, your style, your scent, what you might do, like, I was just like, yes, let's do this. So I am gonna jump right in. So, if first of all, if you're a creator and you like doing tags or have any interest, this is a tag. It's open to be done. Just please credit Yolanda in your video, all of that good stuff. I have the different prompts, the questions in the description box. If y'all want to play along at home right now, you can look ahead and see what we're going to be talking about. So the very first thing up is pick your occupation. This is fantasy, but based in reality. So it must be a skill or skill set you already possess. taken to the most extreme version of yourself. That was the part that I loved. And you can work for the state or against it. You can be without the state and be an extra societal actor. And I'm going to let you go first because you are my guest. And also, I just want to hear.
Yeah. Oh well, we've had this discussion. Like I've been in Patreon talking about like I'm gonna be a pirate, and everybody laughs, but that's what I'm gonna do. I have a particular skill set that I do not use. I for veterans, if any of the veterans that I know are here, like Happy Veterans Day. But I think about this a lot. I'm like, I spent a lot of time with artillery. I spent a lot of time with amphibious unit. I picked up some skills. I know some things, okay? I am going to be a pirate. I'm going to work like I'm going to be an extra state person. I'm going to be a person without a state. I kind of feel like I am now. So, like, I worked in communications. I know, like, I worked in communications. I have, if you're, if we're putting together a gang, and I actually have some leadership skills too. So like, if we're putting together a gang, I'm going to rob and loot. That's what I'm going to do.
So we've talked about this in different movie nights. T and Audra both do movie nights, and they're great Patreon. Like I love them. They've become a part of my life that I'm can't imagine not being in. And we've talked about this, and I've just been like, yes, I want to join your pirate crew. Consider it a thing. I'm going to show up in your pirate crew whether you like it or not.
Listen, you can cook, Emily. So like,
yes.
like in this extreme version of yourself, like I was just thinking, like, if somebody did this tag and they're a makeup artist, okay, what kind of makeup artist are you? Do you work for the state? Are you putting makeup on people so they do the propaganda?
Or are you like a special effects person and you're going to give people disguises? You're going to do like full like face and body changes. Like, and the funny thing for me is that like, I was like, cause like I have an annoying amount of experience being like a communicator between different kinds of people, like creative and technical, editorial and marketing, like that kind of stuff. I would definitely not be with a state, but I'm also easily like not easily sold, but I could be that person in between. And like a lot of times I was like the translator in these kinds of roles where I could like take what a creative person was saying or take what a sales or technical person was saying and figure out how their brains can meet in the middle. So I feel like that would come in handy, but also like I would be the shiny, shifty, multichrome, moonstone, opalescent looter. Like I would have like I would be the person that's just going around like anything that's like it has more than one color and it must be mine. But yes, I could be a mediator interpreter, but also like I have no state, I have no allegiance to what's going down, but I would work for a certain amount of money.
Listen. Pirate crews are societies in and of themselves. We need people who are people. See, when people say they don't have survival skills, you might not know how to make fire. I know how to make fire. We're good on that. So
this is why I was like, I'm gonna join you because I don't do
like,
ammunitions and I'm not an outside person. I'm an inside cat. Is what I
right. But if you have the right impulses and the right temperament, you can do anything you want. So like that's when I thought of this question, I said, okay, we're all gonna have some kind of role in what goes down after. So like like yes, I'm going to be a pirate. I have no care for the state. I have no care for the rebellion either. Like all of it is like, you know what?
Because I don't trust any of them.
I know, right?
Because the rebellion just turns into the new state. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Also, if I would also happily be the person that is feeding everyone and bringing comfort and connection to people through baking and cooking and like there's a lot of that where I'm like I wouldn't want to actually do that full time, but I think about communal living and how like if it was a balanced off thing where there was a few of us and we could pay, like there are things where I'm like, I can interpret, I can mediate. I can also just be that person that's like, you haven't drinking any water or eaten anything. Take this. Shut the fuck up and take this.
Like, and I'm going to be that person that needs that because homeostasis for me is a struggle. Like don't realize when it's too hot. I don't realize when it's too cold. I don't realize when I'm hungry or particularly thirsty or anything else like that. So
Also, yeah.
having people,
I would have Audra in for logistics. Like,
yes,
yes. Because that's the
right,
thing is like, and I think that there are things we can think about, like, what are the things that we've found we're good at, and like how can we have fun with that? Because I do have fun with some of the roles and things that I realize I'm good at, but not in a lot of jobs. So that would
yeah.
be also my big part where I'm like, I'm probably not going to do anything I don't want to do.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of people in the chat that are ready to join the crew. Awesome.
Yes, I
Y'all
love
think
it.
I'm
I
kidding
love
though?
it.
Like, like I'm a funny person and I say funny things, but like 9 times out of 10, I'm dead
Yeah,
ass
no.
serious. Like,
This is
so
all wink, wink, nudge, nudge, joke, joke, but also we're making plans.
that's
Okay,
what
I
it
love
is.
that though. I love this, like, thinking about all of the, yeah, all of this. It's so much fun. So then, question two is pick your colors,
You
two or
first, I will laugh.
three, and this is our flag. So we should choose carefully. My makeup definitely represents some of my inspiration. I immediately thought of the like acidic yellow green, like what I'm using on the screen for our names. Purple maybe and black. I'm not like call me Beetlejuice basically.
Fair enough. We're gonna stay in that same vein. For me, it's magenta, it's green
Yes.
in all of its incarnations, and it's also gold in all of its
Nice.
incarnations. So I've
Oh,
got like
that
a
would be beautiful together.
right. So that's what I have on. Like I have a
Yes.
greeny gold. You know, I like things that are reminiscent of rust and tarnish.
Well, I like what you have on because it almost reads silver, but it's golden green.
It is
Also,
golden
mine I
green.
think I would have a touch of turquoise because like that's what's going on with my lips. It's like turquoise and black, and I think about all the like stones and things. So like maybe like a thin stripe or something of like a turquoise. But I love the right. I'm like,
Yes.
it's okay. So I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was the words that came into my brain. So the first word that came into my brain were radioactive oil slick unicorn. But then I edited myself. I think of it as radioactive oil slick mermaid. That is my persona in the future life. Like so the like weird acid neon green is where the radioactive thing.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, Audra. I love this.
Listen, pirates
Oh,
weren't just on the sea. Pirates moved
yeah.
things overland. You know, pirates were thieving from the big corporations out there. I can do a whole thing about pirates. Pirates
I
are
love it.
badass, and mostly people like it's the ex-military person who didn't make as much money as they wanted to in the military who decided to go ahead and pirates. Also married into society and were landowners. So
Yeah.
there's a thing.
Oh, yes. I also love the textures incorporated with this conversation because the thought of gold always adds texture to color. If that makes sense. This is what we were going to do. I was going to say we could talk about color theory, and then you were like, "Let's talk about this," and I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" But as you can tell, I'm a color nerd. So,
Yes.
also welcome to people that have been floating in throughout time. I see Fila in
Mm-hmm.
here, and Natalie, and I don't know Angie. People, welcome everyone.
Yeah, no.
Um,
And this is all like okay, so green and gold, right? So they're analogous, green next to yellow, right? And
yes.
then if you do the complementary color, you end up with a reddy pink, which is a magenta. So that's how we ended
Yeah.
up with those three colors for me.
I love those together. I love the whole yellow to green spectrum. So I think that's why acid green was my color because it's like I'm taking all of them. It's that whole that's that whole yellow to green spectrum. I'm like, yes. And even though green and purple oftentimes look like Mardi Gras, they don't look like it when you add black and maybe a little turquoise. So, um, I love this black silk and white linen. Isabel,
Listen,
welcome.
let's talk about textures. Well,
That's
let's
why
talk about
when Ali
textures.
said purple velvet, I was like,
Well, we'll
yes.
get into that when we talk about clothes, right?
True, 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 true.
Right.
We're
So
gonna get there.
that's
Okay,
right.
so question number three is pick your go-to look. So now we're talking Well, we're talking makeup, but we could also be talking clothes. Although, you know, we'll get there. We're talking makeup. So, I think we both kind of did a bit of a go-to. That was our goal. Can you tell me about your face?
So for me, it's bold eye, bold cheek, and bold lip. We're doing it all.
Yes.
Like we are breaking all the rules. We are doing the most. Okay. So you're going to see the eyes. You're going to see the lips. The cheek is going to pop. Okay. That's what we are doing. So that is my everyday is going to be doing the most in
Well,
the least amount of time possible because like
there's
literally.
that. And then
So
also the something we talked about on Marco Polo was like do like absolutely nothing or the most. And like that's my life where I'm like I'm either in the same outfit, and by outfit I mean caftan I've worn for 6 days in a row with unwashed hair and just skincare maybe, or I look like this. Like it's the all or nothing. I definitely do all bold because like even with my glasses on, you can see my eyes. I have a really strong highlight blush thing, and then I did ombre turquoise to black lips. I definitely think the like
I need new
black,
glasses.
turquoise, green, blue lips would be like a go-to for me, and then yeah, as shiny as humanly possible, but in unearthly colors. So like I have purple down my nose and like a green to yellow to blue multichrome on my cheeks. So yes,
Yes.
I
Yes.
love though that just all bold, and we're both or like a lot of shimmer people. Like we
Yeah.
both lean into the like,
I don't
who
have a
needs
matte on this
mattes?
eye. Like, not even close. Okay, I want it shiny. Okay.
So it was funny because like we have a question coming up that reflects this, but like I started with mattes and then I always cover everything up. So like it's just all shimmers. Like you'll see, we'll get into the next question is like building a little palette for the life, and because we're both single eyeshadow lovers. But you could also, if you are an eyeshadow palette lover, I tweaked the question. It's optional, but I tweaked it where you could also pick a go-to palette for the post-apocalyptic style. But like I made a little 9 pan. I originally had 2 or 3 mattes in there, and then I was like, fuck this shit. And I just did all shimmers. So like this is my palette
oh,
of
she pretty.
yeah. So we have on the top, let's see. This is Zero Gravity from Terra Moons. It's this like UV purple. Like when the camera captures it right, it literally like the camera practically glitches, like how it catches purple. This is a purple I made from 2 JD Glow colors. We have Davina, I think Everlasting Gobstoppers. Then we have Gargoyle from Cleona because after talking about it recently, I was like, bitch, this like green to smoky, like that's the grungy post apocalyptic part of me. Unexpected from JD Glow because yes, and this kind of nods to what you have going on because it's that taupey tone. This is Oculus from Cleona, turquoise to purple in the house. Then we have Chartreuse from JD Glow, Watermark from JD Glow because bitch, I am a mermaid. And then Lightyear from Terra Moons, which is almost gone. I have hit pan on this, and that's the like I have it on as a highlighter, and also like I have not all of these colors on my eye, but I think I have like 6 or 7 of them on my eye tonight. So yes, that is my inspired little single shadow palette. And it works as a highlighter palette too, although I would absolutely have all of the iridescent highlighters. So what is yours? What does it look like?
So it looks like what I have on my face right now, and it all came out of this palette here. So there we go.
Also, yes, Thorn. Yes.
I'm trying to.
Oh wait,
There we
you're
go. Not blind anybody. Oh well, I'm blinding you anyway.
no,
So
yeah. If you pull it back a little, the light will pick up. Yeah, the light picks up better further back.
There we
That is
go.
beautiful. Yes.
Yes.
That
So
is a Yolanda palette. That
yes.
is.
So, like if you watched my last video, you would have seen part of this in it. And this is how I travel. Like I did not unpack. I just opened this up and went to town because it's kind of what I have on my mind in general.
Also, this
So,
is for Thorn. This is unexpected. Like it's so
do I have? I don't
shiny.
have unexpected in here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, but I do have like
Okay.
I have so I have Patna from
I almost pulled that one, but I decided
yeah.
to give Gargoyle
And
some
it's funny
love.
because I have gargoyle, but like I'm hitting pan on gargoyle. I'm like I have to be very careful with gargoyle. Like
I
I
love that you
treat that
love it. I need
yes
to
I
use it
do.
more.
Yeah, so I have that, and I have fairy acid, JD glow. What's this? Another standout adapt. This came in that this magenta here. It's like magenta to green to a little bit of a
Ooh.
teal flip. It's a very interesting color. I have Majesty from Cleona as well. I have my Depotted Persona palette, which is it's the best neutral. Like I like anytime I think that I want a neutral palette, I go and I make like I check on my Persona palette. Like I'm like, oh wait,
You're
we've
like, I'm
seen
good.
this before. I'm good. Like because formula ends like I've had this palette for like 3 years, still going strong. And I
That's
bought
awesome.
I did this is the only makeup item that I have a backup of, but I just kind of liked it as a palette by itself, and then I loved using it as singles, so like I have one of each. But
Yeah.
yes.
Especially since the packaging isn't magnetic. So it's not like one of those things where you can just easily like do that because if you depot it, you kind of maybe you didn't ruin the packaging, but it feels like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fairy acid is like in my like what your shirt looks like in on right now on camera is what I think of as fairy acid. That
It's
like
close.
gold to gray green kind of color. I also love that purple blush you have in there.
Yeah, that's Salt New York, and I don't remember the name of it, and it's kind of rubbed off. Like I'm always playing in my makeup, so like it was one of those things I should have researched, but like I have to be in a mood to be on camera, so like I for real like was like either I go and look this up or I just keep on talking. One of the two things is gonna happen.
I
So
know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like
like
I love that. I actually pulled out a couple of other things that I use. So I would either grab like I do have a couple of neon shadows from Terra Moon's neon mats, but like I also use this the Danessa Myrix cushion waterproof cushion color in Electric Sun. I'm not telling you to go out and get it because literally the only reason I use it is for like splatter effects because it's very watery. So like I did freckles tonight, but it felt like, and these are both neon green, but they look like yellow on camera. My shirt and that thing. So that also kind of goes into my radioactive oil slick mermaid aesthetic. Um, well, I mean, there are plenty of beautiful shadows out there, but like, I just don't get inspired by palettes. Elena Banana said, "I have no single shadows, but y'all are
and that's
making
what
me
single
dream of
shadows
them."
do. They ruin palettes for you because you're like, you know, like
Completely
they,
ruined
they
palettes
ruin
for me.
palettes for you because I'm like, oh no, that's not nearly shiny enough. No, that's not even deep enough. Like you
No.
get to, I don't know, play in a way. Like this is my playtime. This is what
Yeah.
I do to like be creative and get into a state. It's like it's almost like meditation for me. I can sit in front of my makeup, put things in and out of palettes, do you know
Yes.
do the most, do the least. I've been rocking a warm toned version of it. I have 3 of these Salt New York things, and it's because I like to plug and play. So I have a warm version of this. This is my cool version, and I have some shadows stored in various places in different configurations.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but I
Like
love
doing
it.
just doing this makes me so happy. Like this is like just the joy. Also watermark. It looks like toned down on the camera, but that's Shady Glow. Like just pulling out shadows, playing with them, swatching them, like not even putting them on my face, just doing this. Yeah, Isabel, it's like painting or crafting. You play and you just get in the zone. Yeah, like it's just so much fun. Yeah, and people are talking about like salt in the chat about having needing setting spray or having to set it. Audra very kindly sent me a bunch of colors that did not work for them. And I ended up only keeping like two blushes and two highlighters because I ended up, I don't know, the formulas were different among different colors. And so anyway, the blush colors I picked were or kept are both very bright, and they're fun to work with, but they're probably still not my favorite. But I do like their cream highlighters. Like pearl and beige are both just like really good
I have
staples.
beige on.
Yeah,
I have
beige
beige
is
on.
just a really nice
It's
like
a
staple glowy, like it's very glowy, but for me it's like low level glow. And then I'll go in with like an iridescent or like a pinpoint colorful highlighter. Um but yeah, so I love your palette though. I like that bigger size. I almost went a little larger and then I was like, we're gonna stick with 9 and do it like all shimmer shiny.
Yeah, I was running late, and I was like, "Oh, well, we just already constructed this for for another video.
It's
Like
perfect.
we did
Hey
this."
T, welcome. We're
Yeah.
talking about post-apocalyptic looks. Actually, was it 28 Days Later? Was it
It was
watching that
28
movie
days
that
later.
inspired this whole tag? So I love
Yes,
that.
because I'm
Um,
going to be a pirate. That's why.
I love
Already.
it. Okay, so then the fifth question is pick your scent profile or signature scent. Do you have strong feelings on this? Because I don't know if I do.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Okay, so and this all ties into the theme. Okay, in my fantasy life, but in also real life, I have a whole bunch of perfume, and I want to smell like a Middle Eastern rich woman. Okay, I know what this smells like. I've been around rich Middle Eastern women. Okay, so like I know what it smells like. It's woodsy. It's
I
spicy.
do too, and this is why your description is destroying me.
Okay, it is a very particular scent profile. Like I want to smell like oud all of the time. I like musk. I like those heavy scents. Those some gender bending. Not feminine, not necessarily masculine. Listen, okay, you're gonna know that I'm here. Bold look and bold scent. That's what I want.
It's so funny because I will like celebrate that for you and it will smell amazing on you, but I do not like musk, oud, amber scents on me like at all. Um so I would lean more into probably very very oceanic, like watery, a little salty, maybe with a little sun soaked warmth, but like not sweet, very leaning into that unisex ginger bending a little bit. Yeah, or in maybe on like when I'm like a baking wench, I might have like a citrus, like grapefruit, blood orange, like with a little bit of green happening. But yeah,
And
in
so like
general, yeah.
like, and it's funny because food sense smells like I've been cooking, which I don't really like. I don't want to associate with, even though I cook and I love cooking. But
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
don't like
smell like.
sweeter food scents on me. Like
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. Like
yeah.
I don't mind the like citrusy scents. I like that. I dream about being that rich Middle Eastern woman. I'll gladly just take her closet of clothes, jewelry, and her bank account. Husband need not be included.
Look,
Me as well. No husband, no kids. Just
listen. He can travel. I don't like. It doesn't really much matter. I'm not doing the kids anymore. Like, it's funny when
Audra will smell like
well, like
coconut.
coconut, yes. But like, and it's funny because you said like those nautical scents. Those I smell like the pool. Like if I put those on, like I smell like the
And
pool.
it totally depends. Like
Right?
my scent, like my I'm a very like amateur like scent perfume person, but I'm also not rich enough to be much more well
I'm
versed
just
in it.
old. Like I'm 10 years older than you, so like you get more stuff the older
Yeah.
you get.
I had one perfume that I wore for like over a decade, and that was Issey Miyake's Eau de Parfum. Eau de Parfum.
Yeah.
It was terrible. But I think that's where I think it's more white florals, which is like the only florals I can handle at all. But I think in general, I right now, especially in the post apocalypse, I feel like those like watery scents would be aquatic scents would be more of my thing. I love though the idea of like just wanting to be a rich Middle Eastern woman. Okay.
Essentially,
Yeah.
that's basically
Like
what I want to do.
just like to the purest form, that's the answer.
Gold, okay? Me needs gold. Gold,
Gold.
okay? My flag is going to tell you about me, okay? Green, okay? Dollar bill, y'all. Like, that's what I want, okay? I want money. I want money. I'm going to be comfortable in this post-apocalyptic life. I'm not bare bones and nothing, okay? I want
Yeah.
luxury. I'm
I
doing
want
luxury.
luxury and ease.
Yes, and I'm
Um,
going to rob you. That's what's going to happen.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, question 6 is pick your designer. Clothes last forever nowadays. We're not going to be sporting rags.
That's the one thing about these movies I really hate. I'm like, why does everybody look terrible? Like, we are all gonna look good, okay? Clothes
Because
last
like
forever.
I think right after it happens, or like in the midst of it, we're like I think right like in that midst of like the whatever the big event is, or the set like a group of big events, we might look terrible, but then we're gonna get to looting, and then we're gonna have it all.
I'm a
Like,
pirate. I've already thought about this. I'm going to loot, okay? I'm going to loot.
here's the thing: is this is a hard question for me because I don't think about like I know that they're like I think about clothes in the sense of like I'm a fat person, my options are very limited. So like I can think of aesthetics, but I don't know if there's one designer or a couple of designers that would really fit. But like tell me your answer because
Okay,
I'm still thinking on it.
I'm a Dior girl, okay? I'm a Dior lady, okay? It is fancy. The last, I would say, decade has been gender bending. It's like masculine, feminine, back and forth, that interplay. Winter 2021 is gold, but like not bold gold, but in the way that we think about it. We're talking about the antique golds, the, grungy golds, gold as it comes out of the ground. Like browns and golds. So like, I'm here for it. I'm a Dior girl. Like that is what I want, and I'm going to rob. Okay,
I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
find myself in Neiman Marcus. Like I actually, how far away from? I'm trying to think. Like, can I trek it? Can I trek it to Rodeo Drive because I'm not too far away
Yes.
from there.
Yes, you
Like,
can. I do love the Alexander Wang reference. I feel like yeah. See, that's the thing is that there would be somebody under my thumb that would just make me whatever the hell I want. Like I think about this a lot. So like I brought out I have this leather jacket that I love. I don't know if the brand still exists because like I tried to recommend it to somebody and then I was like they haven't updated their social media in 2 years. Rutro. Um, but like, I think of myself as like not leather meets lace, because no, but like leather meets tulle, like leather meets velvet. Like, I think of like, I like masculine details or like more like I don't think of leather as masculine, but I'm using those phrases like leather and like like this jacket I would prefer if it had gold hardware, like gold again, but also velvet, also volume, like voluminous skirts, crop tops, some leathery BDSM references with like straps and harnesses would be a thing, but
okay.
also like feminine, like just like frou-frou-ness too. Like that's like kind of where I see myself. Like that's my collision of styles.
frou frou and combat boots. Like that's
Yes,
me all
exactly,
day,
exactly.
all the time. Yes,
Because
leather.
also
I'm going to
comfort
have the
is key.
silks. Okay,
Yes,
I'm going to be wearing the
silks,
kimonos.
cashmeres, velvets. I don't want anything like I don't want anything like pants that are can like tight. Like I like I'll like a snug fitting crop top, but like anything below like here, it's got to be flowy and like maybe not loose, but like yeah. I'm also generally not a pants person in general. Although yeah, so
We will be doing pants. We will be doing joggers. Joggers are like my favorite thing in the
joggers,
whole in the whole
super
wide world right
luxurious
now.
joggers, I'm
Yes.
here for.
So
Um,
we're going from as far as from the top, I'm gonna have a big profile. Like I will be wearing the kimonos, the big
Yes.
jackets,
Yes.
like
Big
like whatever.
profile. I love
Right.
that. I'm
And
into
if I'm
that.
working, I will be in pants because I'm a person that uses their hands and fixes things. So I'll probably be underneath vehicles and doing all of that because that's what I do. And so I'm going to need something that's going to work for me. I'm going to wear pants on a
Yeah.
regular basis, but joggers, utility pants, right there on the top, all luxury, all the time. Like
See,
the
yes,
bottom is going to
I
be
love
that's
tea. A
it.
floral garden party dress plus shit kicking boots is a standard fit. Yeah, like I like I'm with you on liking volume. Like I don't like the like calling them harem pants, but like the idea of joggers but exaggerated like that, like more like really like poop like billowing out and then like kind of tucking back in at your feet so that they're
Mm.
like or even if I ever wear pants, you're gonna think it's a skirt. You're gonna think it's a huge like skirt, but it's one of those
Split
like
skirts are like one of
yeah,
my
the
favorite
split
things.
skirt, the split skirts.
Are like my favorite
Yeah, like
silhouette to have, like on the bottom. Are you a lady? Maybe.
exactly.
Like
Will you understand myself as a being? No, you will not. That's the
no.
point. Confusion.
Yes.
But yes, like all of the luxurious fabrics. Like and see, I'm not a cold weather person, so like I don't personally want to have to be cold at any time, but being in a position where I could enjoy cashmere and like things like that. Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a
Um
texture person. I like mixing texture. So this is
yes.
metallic. We've got silk on top of it. Like we are going to do the most.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do the most.
exactly.
No minimalism
Layering
here.
and
We are
like
going to do the
that's
most.
and this is okay, so we rant about this a lot about like how minimalist aesthetic is not rich aesthetic and people are fucked up if they think that's the case.
I've been around
Um
rich people my whole damn life. Like rich
and
people
this goes
have a
back to the
lot of
like rich Middle
things.
Eastern woman. There is no minimalism. There is tits out, volume, like
We are doing the
big
most. We are
hair.
wearing the big jewelry. We're
Yes,
stacking.
huge
Like people
earrings.
are like,
All
"Oh, the snack necklace is the new thing," and I'm like, "It's been the thing."
it's been around.
Is to
The
have
only
like
reason
all of that.
I don't play around with stacking necklaces more often is because no matter what I do, they just turn into a tangled mass. Like even if I have three things on, and like it can be different price points because that's another thing for me. Style, jewels. My friend Megan, the brand Nature's Twist, like that's where I get my necklaces, some of the rings that I have, like labradorites, moonstones, Herkimer diamonds. Like I'll be that bitch also in terms of like jewels when it comes to like I guess that's more accessories, which is
Mm,
a spoiler for the another question, not the next question, but yeah, like excess
yes,
maximalism.
we
More
are
is more.
we are gonna have gold. We are going to like I have a leather band on
I
right
have to
now.
say.
Yes,
Yes,
like
like
we
all
I
of
have
these
I have a silk
rings would be
scarf on and a
jewels.
beanie at the same time.
Yes.
We are gonna do the most. Like that is
I
my
need to look
aesthetic.
into that tea. I have to yes, if you find a link because I love yeah, like the more is more thing. Like when I realized that like I love rings and I was like and they make rings for fat fingers now in the world. Like I was just like more when I started seeing the little midi rings, I was like I just give them all. The nails would be constant. I would constantly have like even longer nails in this cuz I can cook in these. I can bake in these. Um like great nail art or mixes of things like lots of multi-chrome and all of that. uh I love that though. But
Yes.
yeah, I love all the fabric people in the house tonight.
Yes. Well, and the
Okay.
thing is I won't have like I'll probably own the jewels, but I probably won't wear the jewels on a
Yeah.
regular. I'm very particular about my neck, so like it's ASD thing. So like
Yeah.
like having, but I love the look. Every once in a while, I might want to hold counsel and show up
Yeah,
with
like
all of my status.
I don't wear these rings like every day, or I don't even really wear my earrings or my necklaces like out that much because it's like just different reasons. Like sometimes I'll wear them, but like I want to have them, and and we will have lots of our life where we're just sitting around looking beautiful. like feasting and drinking and looking beautiful. So I love that. Okay, so question 7 is pick your footwear, and that again is like where I have definitely thought about in a dream way, and this is where the combat boot idea comes into my brain, but I think I wouldn't be doing boots. What I want, and this is the kind of footwear that I've always been looking for anyone that's new here, I have really wide feet, but like small, like I wear like a 7, but I'm like the widest width basically. So there's not cute shoes out there. I want like flat form, like chunky, comfy, flat form, sturdy base, strappy sandals. Like something that like maybe some sets go like further up the leg, some of them are just like strappy like around the foot, but like that give you that like kind of it's like almost combat boots in a sandal where they're really comfy, they're like they like but they also look cute in that like I'll kick your ass with these and they give me a little height since I'm short as shit.
Yep. I'm a boot girl. I still have my combat boots from when I served, and I wear them on a regular basis. I still have my parade boots, and I wear them on a regular basis. I
I would
have
want a good pair of boots as well because I love them. I just haven't had a pair that's been like
my
kick
boots are
ass.
broken in. They
Yeah.
know my feet. So like when people say combat boots, I'm like, have you ever put your foot in a combat boot? Because if those bad boys, you need to start working on those now. Okay,
Yeah.
this is the imperative. Okay, if you are going to be a boot person, you need to break them in now. So like 6 months from now when all of this does not matter. Like
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I refuse to break in shoes. In this new world that we're in, they will make molds of my feet and somebody will break them in for me and then I will wear them. Okay?
hey, if you've got it like that, hey.
That's the pirate life. Like I don't know if I want proper like combat boots, but like yeah, I would definitely rock some boots. I've always wanted like like exaggerated over the knee like I like utilitarian stuff and I also like cute stuff and they don't always have to go together, but for me like comfort is also my thing, my top thing. So I just like
I was no, but I got stories, y'all. I have stories about what happens to your feet. Like, luckily, like it didn't happen to me, but like,
yeah.
if you do not break those boots in and like break them hard, you're gonna be suffering. You don't want to have bad
So
feet
that's the
during
thing
after the apocalypse.
is that I spent most of my childhood into early adulthood trying to wear shoes that didn't fit and being told you just have to break them in. No, the fuck I don't. I don't have to buy them, okay? Like yes, some buckles, some hardware, like yes, like I can see my shoes being like a little bit more of that like tough aesthetic, whereas some of my clothes and things are going to be like I'm the queen bitch, except I'm
Yeah.
not going to be the queen because I think we'll have multiple that are in charge and
Like the
amazing.
funny thing about it is, I'm going to be a pirate, but I want to be number 2. I do not want to be the captain.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
so, so I
Like
do
I do
not
have
want to be the
leadership
captain.
skills, but I am not your leader, okay?
Yeah,
Like
no, I'm
we're
the whisperer. I'm like the corraler. Like that's what I do. Okay, like where people are like, oh, like so and so is so shifty. I'm that shifty bitch. Okay, like that's who I am.
Oh, and also yes, I would have a custom cobbler because nobody makes like shoes that work for me. So yeah, like oh yeah, I love also the idea of like really luxurious clothes, but with like of course pockets and like functional pockets and features. I just love this though, like break in your boots now before the apocalypse hits.
Yes, Littlefoot knows. Littlefoot knows. She's a Marine. Like you don't want to mess around putting on boots for the first time after it goes down. Like you need to be walking around in them right now.
The
Exactly.
advisor.
I
I love
I am
that.
that person. I'm the counselor. I'm the advisor. Like I'm not necessarily the mediator. Like because I'll fight you. Like that's not my milieu. Sometimes the best way to resolve a conflict is to put your hands up. Like that's what really needs to happen.
Yeah.
But the person that's like in the shadows wrangling like difficult personalities, like I'm that person. Like I'm that
And
person.
I'm gonna be the one that coming to you being like, I tried with that bitch. Please go take care of her.
And
like,
I could also
I
like
tried.
that's a feature of my personality too. Like I will fight you. I know, like like everybody's like, oh, when it all goes down, I'm gonna be doing this. I'll be out in the streets protesting. I'm like, well, good luck with that. I am going straight bad, real quick. Okay,
Yeah.
the rules are the only thing that keep me in check. My nature, no.
Exactly. Exactly. Also, as I'm seeing more of the chat and I'm thinking about my own brain, in case
Hi,
you're watching
Alex.
and you are inspired, like go wild. Don't think about, oh, I'm going to need things with room for my insoles. No, they'll be custom. Like your footwear is going to be custom for you, but just
This
tell us what you want it to be. Cuz
like
like
I like this exercise, one, because I believe that it's going to happen, but two, also, like, what is the extreme of your personality? Like, at the end of the day, like, when things go wrong, what comes out? And you might be the
exactly.
healer. You might, that, or you might be the peacemaker. You might just fold and work for the state. I've thought about this. I've thought about this for a while. So if you take up the challenge, and I love tag videos. I love tag videos. In fact, I'm probably going to set a goal to do
Oh,
like
hey
three
Alex.
more of those. I think about these things all the time. What
Yes.
is the most? What is you doing the most? That's what I want people to do. I
Yes.
want them to think about. There's a version of you that can live during really, really hard times. Don't say you don't have any survival skills, because you're still here, right? We
That's why
all have
when we
them.
started talking about fashion, I was like, okay, I might not know who's designing what I want, but I know what I want. Like, I'm just like, oh no, I know aesthetics, I know textures, I know, like, I'm like, okay, I might not know the designer, but I know what I want. And it's funny because I study clothing, I studied fashion, I studied clothes, but like, over 10, 15 years later, I'm just like, I don't know, whatever.
I've recently,
So,
when I used to, like, when I was a teenager, I was really into the clothes I could not afford. Like, so this is the '90s when I was a teenager. Um, Now, like, I would say the last, because quarantine, we have time. We have time.
yeah,
I've been back on the, who's this designer? Okay, I'm buying this parfum. Like, what else do they do? Like,
yeah.
most of it's fashion houses anyway, so I've kind of gotten back into the houses, the ateliers. Like, that's maison. Like, I'm really into looking those things up.
Okay, but not a single piece of clothing will have a tag. Yes, not a single piece of clothing will have a seam that's slightly uncomfortable because, again, luxury. So no, like I have a dress that I really like, but I realize that like the seams that it have, like the bust seams for that shaping, they're sometimes the fibers, just the way they lay on my skin, I'll just be like, "What tag is this?" And then I'm like, "Oh, it's just the seam." But I like this dress. I don't want that.
But
So,
because of our dispositions, that, like, that really does bother. It seems tag. I was like, my
yeah.
clothing doesn't have tags now. Like,
Yeah.
I just
Exactly.
immediately get to snipping, like, immediately, and taking out the little
That's the
stitches that don't
part that
need
I
to.
hate is that tags could be put in easier than they are. I've sewn a lot of different like and again this was in school, but like the way that they put them in I know is probably the easiest, but they could adjust how they're putting it in so it's easier to take them out because otherwise that whole process sometimes it's not my like I'm too impatient for it sometimes, but it's always worth it. I kind of I talked about this a little bit earlier, but we'll go on to because there's more to talk about. Question 8 is pick your accessory, the finishing touch you think your signature standout thing. And yeah, I think it definitely ties in to me with all of my I call them my multichrome crystals, the labradorites, the moonstones, all of those like anything that has more than one color in it and the light hits it and you're like, oh fuck, that kind of jewelry would be my thing.
Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna have utility belt. I miss my utility belt, but I worked with
Oh, I
tools.
could
I
see you with
carried.
like a luxury as hell, like leather, really like beautifully made.
I'm gonna have wide belts. I want to play with
Yes.
different textures on top of things. I will have pockets for things. I want a utility belt.
I want
I,
one. I want
yes,
one of whatever you're designing.
yes. So, like, I was like, oh, what would, like, I don't really wear belts now, but
Yeah.
As I said before, the profile that I'm going to keep, like, you know, like, you're going to see me, you're going to hear me, you're going to smell me coming, and, and, you know, like, I'm going to have a cinched waist. Like,
Yeah, like that's the thing is I love volume and sometimes I love it like all the way out, but the and it's not just me like romanticizing the hourglass figure because that's a big part of life and what media makes us think is the most beautiful, but like that extreme of like big sleeves and then the cinching in or like the big skirt, like just that and also that moment of structure of just like just the like
yeah,
that space,
yes.
also the functionality of it, I'm here for it.
Yes, I look, I'm going to look a certain way for a reason. I'm very intentional, okay? You can be intentional and do the most at the same time. So this
True.
idea of like intentionality being like, oh, we're stripping things away, and I see this all over the YouTubes all the time. But like, you know, um, I don't know, this whole minimalist thing. We talked about this. Like, I'm like, that's not what wealth looks like. And I've been around
No.
all different types. I've been around blue blood. We came off the Mayflower. We have, you know, tapestry,
If
like,
you
you know,
just
middle aged
look
tapestry hanging in the living room.
if you
I'm like,
just look like the teeniest bit past what media shows you, because it's in the media, it's there. But if you don't just look at what's being pushed to you, you see, like you said, the blue blood wealth, the liberal wealth, the like the
Middle
Middle
Eastern
Eastern wealth,
ladies,
like
like African wealth,
seeing the
like
movie
Caribbean wealth.
Crazy Rich Asians, like I know that that was based on a book, but like I also know that a lot of people were saying like that, like the wedding scene in Crazy Rich Asians. Like again, I know it's a movie, but like that, I was like, yeah, that's wealth I don't know.
You know, there's
Like,
Indian wealth. You know, like there's a different, like, you know, different vibe. But these are people who have things, who have accumulated things, passed
yeah,
down things. Like this idea that we live in like medicine cabinets, like in the future or like right now with
yeah,
nothing around us, and that'll make us feel better.
yeah.
Come on, y'all.
Oh, I just realized another accessory that it's already something in my like future dream wardrobe. I would have every pair of glasses I could ever imagine having. Like I would just have like so many different glasses frames. I would have a wardrobe of glasses. They would all fit my prescription, my very strong astigmatism prescription, and just like whatever mood I was in, I would have a thing for that because it changes and it's nice to have options. So that's pretty utilitarian for me. Although the idea of a really good utility belt is drawing me in.
Ooh, look at the leather purse. Yeah, because I'm also a bag lady too, so we can get
Yes,
into it. But
yes, like
mine would be the belt. You'd see me with the belt, and you'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's her.
yeah.
she's here."
I love it all. I just love all like for me accessories is also one of those like more is more where I'm like glasses, jewelry, bags, my hair, like I would still have short hair, but I would be changing the color probably all the time. Nails would definitely be a thing for me. Like just being like you might not recognize me from day to day, but I'm still me.
You're gonna
So
recognize me. You're gonna recognize me. You're like, "Oh, not her again. Why? Why?" She's coming to make us work, and we're gonna do it, but we don't know why we're doing it.
I also think the idea of like everything I own having big pockets. So like even if I'm wearing this like very voluminous skirt, all of a sudden I've pulled something out from the pocket that you didn't know I had a blade. You didn't know I had a thing. You didn't know I had a like oh
Oh,
scarves. I'm not much of a scarf person, but I get it. I get it.
yeah,
Um
Angie. Listen,
food has no
okay,
moral value and will do nothing to you besides make you happy.
and I love to eat. I love to eat. But I also have some health problems where I do have to watch my weight, and I'm a jock and everything else like that. I can put you on a fitness plan. Okay, and we can eat and still enjoy ourselves. I've rarely ever gone on a restrictive diet in my entire life, and I've lost a lot of weight. Like I at my heaviest that was 240. So we can do that. We can do the fitness plan. We can get everybody into shape.
Or you can come to me and I'll just give you all of the comfort and joy. And it still will not have any effect on you because we're in a magical new land. But also I think by that point in time, no one will care. We'll just want whatever can make us the happiest. Like, um, yeah. So I love that. Were there any other like questions or thoughts that we didn't touch on? Because I know like we had a lot of good points along the way. Oh yes, all of the good coffee. Yes.
Listen, you can be a basic beat. I spent a week in Vegas and I wore my UGG slippers. Like,
Yeah, no,
like
no, I'm not. Nobody
yeah.
has to be fancy. Like, but this is also the all or nothing part of me, where like I'm also very like my like kind of like I'm not doing anything look is going to be. I mean, it'll be more luxurious than a cotton summer dress. I'm gonna say that, but also the whole point of the whole thing that I loved about this exercise is thinking about what would you want to look like, be, do, wear, eat, whatever, when you literally cannot give any more fucks because the world has shown like nothing matters.
No, no.
So if that is what brings you the most joy, then that's exactly what you should be wearing. So like that's what I think about. That's why it's been really interesting to like have this conversation because I'm like, yeah, I think we've like I know for me the last 2 years has definitely started that process in my head of like nothing matters. So why am I doing this or why am I holding myself to that
I
standard or
started a YouTube channel when I was 45 years old. Like, like it does
exactly.
not matter. It doesn't matter. Like I'm saying, like I
Yeah.
think I don't know if I use this phrase with you, Emily, or not, but I am saying the quiet part of myself out loud right now. Like this
You
is
have yes,
yes.
yes,
Like, like
yes.
the quiet part, the part that I keep secret is now on the YouTubes. I'm saying the things that I want to say in the way that I want to say it. I'm not like I'm not here. I would love to make more friends. I would love to have more subscribers, but honestly, this is my disposition. This is what I want to say. If I go
Yeah.
tomorrow, I know that I expressed myself in the way that I wanted to. So thank you for
And
being
I love this tea. Nothing matters. Dare to imagine a different world. And also, you're
yes.
welcome. I love doing these. Like, this is just the beginning of the conversation. Like, I could think on this and probably film a version of this tag in a week, 2 weeks, a month, and have more to say, different perspectives. Like, but that's the thing. And like that's one of the like joys of doing this YouTube stuff is just being like, oh, I could just think about an idea and just see where my brain goes. And you help me with that because you have ideas like this. Like I think that one of the not maybe not the last time. I feel like the times that we've had you on a live with me and Audra, like you've been like, okay, let's make a makeup brand. Pick out like here are your
this
prompts. Like
that
let's
is
do
that.
this, let's do that.
Listen,
Like
if you are out of ideas, or anyone here is out of ideas, I can give you ideas. Like I like literally like that's my brain just generates possibilities
yes.
all the time. It's uh, one of my superpowers. I'm gonna say that. But I am a creative person, and I give me 15 minutes. I can do something.
It's true because I've seen it. Like I'll mention something and just like a few minutes later you're like, oh yeah, this or this or this. Oh, okay.
It,
Also, I love lazy goth as the as an aesthetic. Just like chill, comfy. Because that's the other thing for me. Comfort is like currently it is my number one, my driving force in what I wear, in terms of like clothing and shoes. And that would still be the case. Like that is I love this. My post-apocalyptic self is basically Lilith from Borderlands, I've decided. Yeah. So I would love if anyone's watching that's a creator, if you want to make a tag, I would love to see it.
I would
And
like
if you're
be able
watching
to
on
mimic.
replay, leave your answers in the comments. Like I want to hear about whatever you feel inspired to talk about from all of this. Also, I just want to say hi, Bethany, and I'm
Okay.
sorry that you're going through a rough time. I was
Yeah.
not ignoring that. Just it's like too many words, my brain. I made the mistake of scrolling back in the comments, and then I was like, "What happened?" Too
Yeah.
many words.
I know I'm kind
Um,
of missing things from and I've been trying to read the comments. I'm like I'm missing them.
it's hard to do it all, but I really enjoyed this, and we'll have to have more of these like fun inspired brainstorming sessions. Thank you
I
all, everyone in the chat, for being a part of this, and like, and also don't forget to go subscribe to Yolanda. Go watch all of the videos, all of the white woman nonsense.
it's white woman nonsense all day, every day. Thank you, Emily, for having me. As I said before, I'm glad we are friends. Like I couldn't do any of this if it wasn't for you and Audra and T. If you're still here, like
Yes, he is
all
here.
it, like everybody. So thank you.
And we're gonna both go hop off and also film new makeup nonsense bingo because Yolanda also does those videos. So
Yes.
good night, everyone. Have a great Friday night, and hopefully I'll see you. I'll see you real soon. Oh, I have to click buttons. Sorry. Let me do this, and then we'll be gone. And don't forget to take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday because you are worth it. Okay, bye.